So, what does it mean to be a successful author? Well, you can define success any way you want, and there is no standard. You can say you're a successful author, and people are going to ask you, "Well, what does that mean?" And just make sure that you have an answer for that. I think the important question is, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you to be a successful author? And let me give you some examples at different ends of the spectrum. I've had personally, I've had authors who said, I want to be able to retire. I want to be able to write and retire and be able to have my books provide me with an income that could support my lifestyle, and I don't have to work. So basically, like a six-figure income or close to it. That's a pretty high bar. That's not going to most people, most authors, obviously most authors, but very few authors will actually achieve that level of success. So I want to set the expectations right off the bat. It's an incredibly difficult goal to achieve, but it doesn't mean that you can't achieve it. It just means that it's difficult and you need to set your expectations. On the other end of the spectrum, a successful author can be somebody could say, I'm a success if I actually written a full book and I'm proud of the work that I did. That's it. Who cares if people buy it or not? If I sat down day after day and wrote this book that I had inside my head and put it on paper and I finished it, to me, that's success. So geez, by that standard, there are a lot of successful authors. Most authors, maybe we could even say every author is a success. So you can be a successful author very easily. Just redefine your definition of successful author. But I'm not sure if that's what you want. That's kind of like the everyone gets a trophy type of mentality. What you probably want is something closer to the other end of the spectrum. You want to be able to be really proud of the work that you're doing, and maybe you're not insisting that you retire on your book, off of your book, but you want to make a decent income. You want to have some good revenue. So let me tell you what I think in terms of a successful author is. And I mentioned this before in some other videos. I'll just quickly say it again. I think if your book can make anywhere from like 20, 30, 40, $50 a month, that's pretty darn good. And you may not say well, that kind of stinks, 20 bucks a month. Hey, it's 20 bucks a month. It's 200 to $500 a year, depending on, 20, 30, $40, somewhere in that range. And that's okay. If it keeps on coming in year after year after year for just work that you did at like one time. Also, it depends on why you wrote the book. And I need to be very clear about this. If you wrote the book because you just love writing and it was a very enjoyable process, and you wrote the book because it was something that you wanted to get out of your head and you wanted to put it on paper, then wonderful. Then even if you make $5 a month off of it, whatever, then you're doing great. However, if you're writing a book strictly for the business aspect of it, and you know a lot about a topic, but you hate writing about it, but you think it's going to be marketable and you think people will want it, you struggle and you work really hard for months to write this book, and you're so glad when you're done, and then it doesn't sell, well, that kind of stinks, right? Because that was work. So you could say that I invested or you invested, whoever, um, 500 hours into this project. And then you could look at that in terms of, all right, how much am I getting in return? In the first year, I got $500. So a dollar per hour in the first year. Is that good? No, it's not good. It's horrible. So if you look at it as an investment that way from your time and you want to be compensated for your time, then you're going to have a higher standard, of course, based on money. But if you're the type of author who loves to write and you don't consider that work and you just do something fun, and hey, I did something fun and now I'm going to get $20 a month for the rest of my life, that's fantastic. So, a lot of what I mean by success, a lot of what everybody means by success, has to do with mindset. And as a successful author, you have to ask yourself, what are my goals, and do I really enjoy doing this? Because honestly, if you really don't enjoy writing, you really don't enjoy the process, this might not be the best business opportunity for you. There are much better ones out there. But if you're somebody who really loves the process, then this could be a great thing.